Now, let's see. I think we should be good here now. Boom. Everybody, what is happening? What's popping? What's good? We're gonna get started here in just a few seconds. Making sure we got everything. I made some chicken stock earlier today, and it is, I mean, it is so good. It's probably about an hour from being finished. So I'm gonna pull it off. I made it with chicken thighs, breasts, chicken feet, onions, leeks. It's been cooking for about 5 hours. It is soup season, and I always recommend you guys make your own chicken stock if possible. Rather than using Swanson or bouillon cubes, it makes all the difference to have a base like that to start a really, really nice, rich stock. I recommend it. I think that's everything. I didn't chill my glass. It's all right. Blue Chows, what's up? What's poppin'? We're gonna get started here soon. And let's do convection bake at 400. Perfect. Last thing I needed to do was my glass. It's gonna be a good one today, guys. I got ambitious and wanted to do biscuits, so we're doing it. We're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. Bro Mead with poppin'. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome to stream number 2. If you joined me last night, we had a crazy stream. We had a lot of support. Number 1, we are less saturated today, so that's always good news. And of course, we'll be starting today with a cocktail. We, just for reference, I took a great nap today, and I did not think this was gonna come together, but we're here. So, how's everybody doing? We're here. Bro, me to ask, how much cayenne are you gonna see in this recipe today? I will probably say close to about this whole jar, maybe. You know, it's a good amount of cayenne right here. Oh, and you know what? Let's check the picture-in-picture. It's probably gonna be really small. Yep. So let's do 1, 2, picture-in-picture on. Let's see where we're at, OBS. Yep. Atom software control. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's just. Boom. Restream chat and notification chat. Yeah, we're gonna use a good amount of cayenne. For those who are unfamiliar, Nashville hot chicken was created because a wife was making chicken for her husband she was actually upset at. So she just loaded it up with as much spice as she could, and he loved it. So I believe the place is called Prince's in Nashville. Sun Squash. Yeah, she was mad at the guy, so she just threw all of it in there, and he ended up liking it. Insanity. So I'm gonna get started here real quick, and once we, equal parts all. All right, you know what? So today what we're doing, we are making Nashville hot chicken, but we're also making biscuits. Okay, so I realized yesterday that I kind of have a little bit more time than I anticipate during these streams. I imagined it would go like the entirety of forever, and it didn't. So I wanted today to add some, add a little fun, you know? Let's do biscuits. And I am by no means, I have not perfected biscuits. You know, I've been making biscuits my whole life. Been making biscuits for a few years, but every single time I make biscuits, I learn something new. And so today's recipe, if you type exclamation point recipe, the biscuit recipe is actually not gonna be on there. And the reason I say that is because it's from a new book by Kelly Fields, The Good Book of Southern Baking. And it is an amazing book. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys a quick preview. So this right here, I just got this book. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and let me just show you one of the, I mean, look at the pictures. Like, look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at these cookies. Like, it just makes you want to bake. Look at these. Look at this. You know? So, it's an amazing book. The Good Book of Southern Baking, Kelly Fields. I just recently got it. I love it. Now, the biscuit recipe, as you see on the cover, is actually delicious. I mean, it just looks like a good biscuit. And so this is the biscuit we're making today. And I don't want to, one of the good parts about cookbooks is you get all these unique recipes in this book, right? And so imagine you make a recipe for a book and someone just puts it on Twitch. And we don't want to really do that. So I'll be making this one. I'll be making the recipe from this book, but I will not be sharing it out of respect for our chef and good friend, Kelly Fields. But I'll tell you what's in it, you know. I just won't tell you the quantities. But we're gonna get started today with a Negroni. Now, if you are joining me today for the first time, my name is Leon Brunson. I'm a chef from Tallahassee, Florida. I like to stream cooking classes. And I mean, I absolutely love sharing what I do and getting to inspire some confidence in people so they can actually go and cook themselves at home. So, one thing I don't have confidence in at all is making cocktails. I have no idea about anything that goes in a cocktail, what makes a good cocktail. I've always been a Jack and Coke kind of guy. After yesterday, I'm now a Jack and Coke and a Manhattan kind of guy. And so today we're gonna be making a Negroni. So, someone said I am not allowed to type the name on chat, that's funny. So today we're gonna be making a Negroni. So the Negroni is gonna be made with equal parts gin, Campari, and a sweet vermouth. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started. First things first is ice. Actually, you know, first things first, let's put this bad boy stuff in here, you know, equal parts. So, got our vermouth. That is on my list for next stream. Oh me, the Sazerac. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Sazerac. It's the one from New Orleans, correct? Telefroni. And let's get this gin. This cocktail is funny. Put all that in there, you know. This Count from Italy wanted his favorite drink a little more strong. So he said instead of club soda, he wants gin. It's kind of how I felt today, all day. My chicken stock is almost done, guys. I'm so excited. All right, So we're gonna sit here and stir. Spirit Snare, I just changed the permissions on the recipe link. Thank you for that. And so we're going to stir. Magna Man, I appreciate the subscription. Mary AM573, I appreciate the follow. And Shadow Obsessed, what's happening? Boom. We have our chilled glass and this just looks refreshing, doesn't it? Last thing, orange peel. So one of my favorite peelers, very important that I show you guys this, right? So it's this Kuhn Rikon peeler. Can't really see the details on it, but this is the best peeler. This is the best peeler you can buy. They're like 11 bucks for 3 of them on Amazon. They are the best peelers. They beat any other peelers. And so we're just gonna do one orange peel. Call it a day. We're gonna wipe the rim, you know? Gotta get fancy now. Stick it in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have cocktail number 2. So let's see what this Negroni's talking about, you know? So I don't know about this one, guys. Woo! It's a little strong for me. I don't think I'm a gin guy. Ooh! My goodness, this was okay. Well, we've got cocktail number 2. Oh, it's very bitter, yes. It's very bitter on the front end. It's got a little sweetness, just little sweetness. All right, Sazerac, I'm definitely making next time. But this is all right. Someone said send it to you. I got you. Gladly. If you don't want it, pass it down. Quit bullshitting. I want to show you guys, I'm so proud of this, before we get to the biscuits. Check this out. This is my chicken stock. It is so good. I'm gonna push in just a little bit. Center this guy. Look at this. Look at that color. Oh my God, look at that color. It is soup season, so you know we have to, oh wait, look at this. Look at this chicken. I bet this is so good. It's probably dried out. It is unseasoned and delicious, but nonetheless, it is soup season, ladies and gentlemen. So We will be doing soups in the future, but it's always important to make your own chicken stock because it makes all the difference in the world. And oh my gosh, that smell. You cannot beat it. You cannot beat it. So good. It's also boiling hot. So if you make chicken stock, you want to try it, wait so you don't burn the roof of your mouth like I did. Yeah, I was trying to push the orange peel back in there to see if it would make a difference. Spoilers, it did not. All right, chicken stock is done, and for the time being, those are unfrosted Pop-Tarts. Yes, product placement. You know what? Let's just knock it. Let's knock it. That is not the drink. That is not the drink at all. Oh man. All right. Gosh. Oh, you know what? The Wanda McNabb. That is a great idea. Check me out. You guys joined me yesterday? How many of you guys were here yesterday? If you were here yesterday, I made some brandy cherries, right? Check me out. So I'm just gonna put the brandy cherry juice in here. Ah, hold on now. We might got a little something going on. This is actually a cocktail stream. This isn't a cooking stream. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yes. Cheers. Second mom. It's not sour at all. I made it. That's way better. That is way better. I was gonna put another shot of gin in there, but that's actually not. Cocktail number 2.5. That's counting. I'm counting that on the list, by the way, just so everybody knows. That was really good suggestion. Saved me from chugging a horrible drink. So biscuits. I gotta ask, how many of you guys have made biscuits from scratch before? No shame if you haven't. Pillsbury makes a really good biscuit. You know, you just pull out some Pillsbury dough, you pop it open, you put them on a baking sheet, and you get delicious biscuits. You can't beat it, right? I mean, you know they're gonna taste like, they're good, you do very little work, they're cheap, and I mean, you get to pop a can open too. You peel it up, that pops. You're like, yeah, I'm making biscuits, you know, and you just lay them on and you go about your day. No problem, right? So, making biscuits from scratch, it's not as difficult as it may seem. It's what I refer to is what everyone refers to as a quick bread. Okay, so quick breads are quick rising breads, muffins, biscuits. Whereas you have like yeast breads, where it take a little bit longer because they have to ferment, double in size, etc., etc. So, that being said, we're gonna make biscuits from scratch. So the very first thing we make biscuits from scratch is what happens when you see those Hardee's commercials. They break it open and you know they see the nice biscuits and it's got the layers and you're like, oh yeah. So we want to make those layers. You want to make those flaky, nice layers. But how do we do that? The secret is cold butter. Okay. So before you even start these biscuits from scratch, I've got my butter in the freezer. I've also got my cheese grater in the freezer. Okay. So this is not a very clean process, right? It's not a very clean process. And it's gonna, when you make biscuits from scratch the first time, if you've made them before, you know it doesn't feel like they're about to come together. Like you think you just ruined everything. You're like, this is awful, right? So I'm gonna show you guys, it's supposed to feel wrong when you make them. You're like, this is too wet, this isn't coming together, etc., etc. But remember, our goals of our biscuits are layers, 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 cold butter, and we don't want to overwork the biscuits. So let's get to starting. We have some flour here to dust the workspace. I'm gonna make a good amount of biscuits. I have some guests here and roommates, so I'm actually gonna go to top down. I'm gonna throw my friend. I am right here, don't worry. So we've got flour here, and I could probably move this over just a bit. There we go. Move it right there. Ogres have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. So we've got our flour, right? We've got our sugar. Baking soda. Baking soda. I got baking soda. Kosher salt. And the most important part, the butter. So I use Kerrygold butter. It tastes delicious. It's creamy. It's really good. And get you one of these guys, a cheese grater. They're very useful. I always say to make sure you grate your own cheese, because when you buy pre-shredded cheese, and this is just butter, don't worry. When you buy pre-shredded cheese, what happens is it's dusted with cellulose to prevent it from sticking. So you get a better product by getting your own cheese grater. Like $10 on Amazon. They're very cheap. And so we're just gonna go ahead and again, Kerrygold unsalted so that you can control the level of salt in your biscuits. And we're gonna use the large box grater right here. And here's a little secret. Thank you, Kelly Fields, for this secret. The butter's gonna melt in your hands, right? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just actually gonna get our flour and just dust it in this butter real quick. Dust it in the flour. It's a little easier to handle that way. And we're gonna use a large box grater. In-game menu, I appreciate the subscription. I stopped into your stream a little bit earlier today. I was running around. And once you get to the end, we're making the Food Network butter soup. Once you get to the end, be very, very careful. And we'll take that guy and we'll just throw it in there, right? So, this is what you make your grilled cheese with, right? Again, it's cold. Where's oh my goodness gracious, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Want all that in there. And do it again with the second one. I've lost a lot of skin to that last part. Yeah. Be very, very careful. You know, it is blade. And dust the butter in flour. Make it a little easier to work with. And you remember, you want this to be quick because you don't want to warm that butter up. We just spent all that time freezing the butter and getting it cold. Get out there now. So, got this delicious butter. We're going to add to our pot. We're going to go right back here, right? So now we've got our butter in. We've got our butter in with everything, and this is the fun part. So you want to work all this in to your dough. And you want it to be mealy, where there's small parts of butter that have been incorporated and there's large chunks. And you'll see what I mean very briefly. This is not for those of clean hands. You know, if you can't stand touching food, you might want to stick to Pillsbury. Or my second suggestion, suck it up. All right, so this is kind of what, I wish I could do a push in right now, but that's fine. This is kind of what I mean by mealy. You're gonna see, can't really tell much detail right there because of the light, but you're gonna see that it's almost like there's some chunks of butter in there, and then there's some where it's just flour. That's what you want. You want those butter pockets, you want it to be like that, and we're actually just gonna keep it just like that, okay? So we're gonna create a well, and we're gonna make some buttermilk. Dry our hands. And we've got some buttermilk here that we're gonna pour into this well. Remember, the goal here is not to overwork. You can touch the food, but don't touch the food. I've got a pretty cool action shot planned in my head, and I hope it's as cool as it comes out in my head. So we're just gonna mix this in again. All right, pull it under and underneath, and let's do it one more time. And buttermilk sticks to right here, so make sure you get all this out. You don't want to waste all that. You want to wash it down the drain, scrape, get it clean, all that goodness. Nightbot doesn't know my YouTube channel is taken over. That's fine. And again, we'll turn our friend off here. We're gonna mix, pulling over. And I do say not to overwork, but they are forgiving. So even the amount that I've turned and all this kind of stuff, it's still not enough to dry them out. You know, if I were here for 30 minutes, 30 is an exaggeration, if I were here for 10 minutes doing this, we'd have tough biscuits, but I've been pretty gentle and loving with our friends. So now this is the point where if you haven't made these before, and if this is if you're watching one of my streams, this is one of the first times you're watching, and then you see this, you're like, yo, Leon has no idea what he's doing, right? You're like, this is not gonna come together at all. And that's kind of the fun part about biscuits, is they don't feel like they should be coming together. And this is a large batch as well, so they don't feel like they should be coming together, but that's when you know you're doing something right. And so we're gonna dust our surface, our work surface. And someone said seems way too dry. As a matter of fact, they're too wet. So we're gonna pour this on to here, right? And you think like, yeah, that's too dry, it's not gonna come together. But don't forget all the butter that's in there. All the butter that's in here that we had. It's gonna help us come together. Dust your hands as well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come together, pull it in, same thing. Where's my friend? Right here. Sweet. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a rolling pin, right? And again, you don't want to use a rolling pin that hasn't been dusted in the flour that you're working with. So decent amount of flour. And this is where those layers come in, right? So it's like, dang, Leon has no idea what he's doing. Sometimes I feel the same way. So we're gonna pull this over. And right when you think it looks dry, we're gonna pull it over again. And same thing. That's so crunchy. I appreciate the follow. Someone says that's a huge batch of biscuits. No, I'm making a big boy batch. Thick biscuits, you know. Believe it or not, these are actually better than the biscuits I made for Brunson Fest. For those who don't know, I had an event called Brunson Fest that was named after me by the dance game community, where I made my own menu. It was a southern menu inspired by Asia, because the area that we were in, well, not necessarily the area that the event was in, but there's an area in Atlanta called Duluth that is heavily influenced by the Asian community. And the people I was cooking for, they love that kind of food, right? So I was like, you know what? I want to do a southern menu, because one, we're in Georgia, but I want it to be Asian inspired. Okay, so if you've noticed, again, I'll turn this off. What I'm doing is I'm folding this kind of like a letter, okay? Folding a third here, and then another third over. And this is gonna be the last time I do this. Okay? Hell, why not? You know? No. Let's see. Now, these I want to be pretty thick, right? So I'm actually gonna cut our friend off here. And what we're gonna do is work with this. We want thick biscuits. Well, Leon wants thick biscuits. And that should be it, okay? We could probably go a little thicker. Let's just, you know. So we're actually gonna just, the first batch of biscuits that I made, I did not do this, and I wish I did. So let's go ahead and make Kelly Fields recommends an inch thick. You got it. Okay, so now we're gonna cut our biscuits with our good friend here. And we're going to go I hear you. Sorry guys, okay, so the reason I'm measuring these is last time I did this, I didn't measure them, right? And they were not perfect like I wanted. So these are about 5.5. So let's go right here. I hear you, oven. Okay. So we've got our biscuits, right? We've got some more dough. We'll roll again just so we can show that. But Notice I didn't, okay, so what's important to, okay, hold on, all right, I'm coming, I'm here. Okay, so think about how the biscuits you usually eat, right? The biscuits you usually eat are round. What happens if I were to do these, if I were to cut these into something that was round? I would lose a lot of biscuit. I would punch them out and you'd be left with a whole bunch of biscuit dough you'd have to rework and it'd probably be pretty tough. So if you cut these and they were round, you lose it. So we're just gonna cut them square so we don't lose any biscuit. So here's the secret. We're gonna move these bad boys. And then we're gonna freeze them. So these are gonna get frozen. So this is extra biscuit dough that I have. And you can freeze these overnight, but frozen biscuits rise better. And notice they're all together. By keeping them together, it helps them rise. By staying together, it'll help them rise. So what we're gonna do, come here, my friend. Take that. Cover it. We're gonna do that one more time. Stay together for the biscuits. And uno más, por favor. Sweet. We're gonna freeze those guys. And one more time for the extra biscuit dough. I'm gonna roll those out tomorrow morning. And then you bake them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all there is to biscuits. So just to review that, you just keep cold butter, you grate it. If you've got a food processor, you could do that as well. You don't overwork it, and then you fold it on top of each other so that you create those layers. You freeze it, and then you bake it. And I'll tell you what, it is worth every single part of the process. After you taste these biscuits, you're like, yeah, Pillsbury ain't got nothing on my biscuits. Plus, it's from scratch. You made it. You'll be very proud of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Get our good friend all wiped down. Come here, ruler. There we go. So now at this point, I want to show you the biscuits after they've been frozen. These are much larger. As you can see, they're uneven. These I did not take the time to put a ruler to, but these are what we're gonna bake. And so by the time we finish the chicken, these will be ready. Dinner with Mom, I appreciate the follow. Lukey Panda 21, I appreciate the subscription. And he's gonna go in the oven. Nashville hot, right? If you were here yesterday, we prepared for the chicken by doing what's called a dry brine. So what a dry brine is, the Amazon Live link is not yet live, but it will be soon. Guys, give me 1 second. Go ahead and how do I share? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna take a quick break real quick. All right, so we're back. So if you joined me yesterday, or if you've taken a science class, you're familiar with the process of osmosis, where you try to neutralize the salt content inside and out. That's the same thing with what's called a dry brine. So a dry brine, we're gonna do what we did yesterday, is we took our chicken, seasoned it with salt and pepper, and left it overnight. And so that way, what's happening is the protein's breaking down before we start to cook it. So that way when we're cooking it, it doesn't have to work as much to break down the protein, and we retain a juicier product. So check me out here. We have our chicken that has been seasoned with kosher salt, black pepper, a generous amount of black pepper. I love black pepper. These are leg quarters that we have here as well. So this has been sitting overnight covered, and you can actually see there's some liquid that has came out. And you would think that the chicken is dry and it is not supposed to look like this, but it's perfect. This is what we want. And again, I'll show you, there's some pretty big leg quarters, but I'll show you again what our good friends look like here, right? So we're making Nashville hot, and how do we do that? What is Nashville hot? So Nashville hot, you can brine these in a pickle juice brine, or you can brine them in a dry brine. You can use a brine that we mentioned yesterday. Today we're doing a dry brine, and it is double battered. And after it's fried, it is dipped in this delicious, hot, spicy cayenne mixture, right? And so for this, we need two things. We need buttermilk and flour. So the flour seasoning that we used yesterday, it's just gonna be AP flour and a whole bunch of adjusted seasonings, a ton of cayenne. And this part is gonna be our egg wash. So we have our eggs. When you crack your eggs, crack them on a flat surface, because if you crack them on the side of a bowl, you're pushing the shell into the actual membrane. So I cracked them one-handed, boom, check me out. That's a Waffle House experience. And go ahead and get that shot here. And this chicken's gonna be spicy, right? You want it to be spicy. Let's use some Tabasco in there as well. And we'll whisk some bad boys together. So while this is going, what I'll do Guys, 1 second. So, while this is going, we're going to go ahead and get the oil hot, so it'll be ready for frying. All right, so back to our good friend here, and that should be all. So this is going to be our buttermilk mixture. I'm going to teach you guys how to dredge chicken. Actually, anything you're frying. So, I've got 2 hands here, right? This is going to be our buttermilk. This is going to be our flour. We'll switch these. Got 2 hands, okay? One of these hands is going to stay wet. One of these hands is going to stay dry. So we're going to take one of these pieces of chicken, preferably the smallest. Let's do my friend here. So this is going to be my wet hand. So you really want to make sure you get all that flour pressed in there. Okay. Next, dry. Sorry, wet. And notice this way I'm not battering my hand. And right back. And here is the big secret, in my opinion, is letting this chicken sit in the flour the longer, the better you're off. So, but because we're double breading it, it's already going to have a really good crust to it. So it's not super important that this sits in here for hours like our tea brine chicken did yesterday. But still, the longer this can sit in flour, the better crust you'll have. Tiff, could you come here real quick? Can you press the button 3 on this board right here? I want to show our folks here. I am just a Donald. What's poppin'? Button. It's the big button 3. Yeah. All right. So you'll see here we have a good layer of crust here. But if we fry this right now, you can see right there, there's still some exposure. That's where we will benefit. Wait, come back. Press 2. Thank you. That's where we'll benefit from leaving this in flour longer. So, you're good. Thank you. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, you want a good crust like that on our chicken. But the longer you can let it sit in that flour, the better. Just literally just bury it right in there, okay? So back to here. And at this point, we're waiting on our oil to get hot. And if you check right here, we're actually going to do 2 pieces. You know, why not? Let's do another one. How we feel? Feel good? Feeling good? Feeling great? Let's do it. So again, This hand stays dry. My hot sauce of choice is a house-made hot sauce, but if I don't have that, I like crystals. I'm a big crystals person. Louisiana's good. I think that'd probably be my number 2. And right back to the wet. Which door? Which door are you asking about? I am just a Donald. Crystals is really good. I think I used crystals in Louisiana today. Did I used to use crystals? Yeah. Rain was popping. And again, we're just gonna let this chicken sit in this flour. So better we can, look, okay, this is a perfect example. If you were to fry this chicken right now, a lot of it would come off. A lot of that breading would come off, and that's, in my opinion, one of the best parts of fried chicken is getting all that breading in there. So, just gonna sit there and let it sit in the flour as long as we can. Over my right shoulder. My left shoulder. Oh, that's my laundry room. One of these days I'll do a house tour, or quote unquote kitchen tour. All right, so we're gonna move our buttermilk out of here. Yeah, that's my laundry room. I don't have a very big house, believe it or not. I live in a 900 square foot apartment. I just make a lot of a lot of use of the space that we got. So we're gonna move our good friend over. All right, yesterday I advised you guys to get a thermometer. We have a Javelin right here. I'll show you again. It's an instant read thermometer. I recommend it if you're going to be cooking any sort of protein. You have an idea of the finishing temperatures. And let's push this in just a bit. Sorry, I'm a big symmetry guy. Shout out to Babish. There we go. So I want this bad boy at about 300, right? So there's some parts that are like 260. I get a couple 300s. 350. 350, we're good to go, right? So we're gonna fry one piece. Cast iron does work on induction, yes. Now this is bone-in leg quarter chicken. It's very, very large. It's gonna take a good amount of time to fry. Let's go down. So we're gonna do one piece at a time. Cheers. Perfect. Cocktail 2.5. This is really good. I am drinking a Negroni, but the Negroni is made with Negroni is made, instead of our traditional equal parts gin, Campari, and vermouth, I added some brandied cherry syrup. The fried chicken tomorrow is chicken katsu, Korean fried chicken, and Japanese curry. Next week, it's either going to be brunch foods or pasta. I haven't decided yet. Let me know what you guys want to see. These are unfrosted Pop-Tarts, yes. And so, usually I advise not to touch the chicken. I'm going to make sure I got a good temperature. And I got it a little high, but that's perfectly fine, and this is why. Because now, this is going to be perfect. So when you're frying in cast irons, right, there's going to be a portion of your chicken that's going to come in contact with the bottom of the pan. It's going to be the hottest part. If you look right here, that's going to be this part right here. So if I did not move the chicken at all, pancakes, waffles, all sorts of brunch food, bacon, sausage, eggs. If I didn't move it at all, the entirety of the chicken would have that dark color all across it. So when you're pan frying, very, very important that you move it initially. Steak and eggs. If I do the mesh crop reward, we wear it for 3 dishes. I will not. That'll be for my later midnight snack portion of the show. Cheers. Now, already, I can tell with this chicken, I'm going to be happy with how it tastes, but you can see the crust is not adhering to the skin as much as I would like. So for the second one that we do, I'm actually very excited to see the difference because it's going to have a little bit more time in there. No mesh crop top while air frying. Are you the midnight snack? You have to find out. You have to tune in and find out. What are we sipping? Today's cocktail of the day was a Negroni. And let's hang out, let's hang out. Today's cocktail was a Negroni made with equal parts gin, Campari, vermouth. And I tasted it and it tasted like shit. So I added brandy cherry syrup. I made some brandy cherries yesterday instead of maraschinos. Shout out to Tawana McNabb, second mom. Thank you, Mom. My first mom was watching. That'd be awesome. I did consider karaage tomorrow, but it was the choice between karaage and katsu. And I think katsu is a more appropriate option where I can make a full meal for someone. So like if you guys wanted to go home and make Japanese curry with chicken katsu or pork katsu, it's a technique that carries over to multiple things. So you can make pork katsu as well. Oh yeah, check this out. So, same thing. We got a big bird here. It's gonna take a minute for this to finish. Friend of Grizz, have a great stream. I appreciate it, Grizz gang. You got me these fries. Let's clean up a little bit while we're waiting for this chicken. Any questions? Let's do a little Q&A real quick, because we're kind of at a waiting period. We got karaage is fried chicken, yes, but it's a different method. You're not using panko breadcrumbs. You're using rice flour. Do I add closed captioning or is that a Facebook thing? Facebook thing. Best fast food French fries. Ooh, Chick-fil-A, but you have to ask for them well done. Any plans to combine your cooking with Dance Game Friends in a stream situation? Yes. I don't know how, but it'll be a good idea. Potato starch is how I learned to make karaage. Potato starch and rice flour, those are big things. Favorite chicken dish? Probably gonna be roasted chicken. Like if I take a whole leg and roast it with some nice chicken jus, potatoes and asparagus, carrots. Can I do my own fade? I cannot. I cannot do my own fade. This was done by a barber. How are the biscuits? That's a great question. Someone says I prefer Arby's. Ooh, any update on Seattle? Okay, so here's, someone asked any update on Seattle. Here's where we're at for Seattle. Here's where we're at on Seattle. Biscuits are doing well. Got a little color on them. Nothing crazy. So Seattle was put off by coronavirus, obviously. And I had a job lined up at a restaurant called June Baby. Amazing chef over there. I had a place to stay. I had everything lined up. And coronavirus happened. And obviously, like, the entire tourism industry in Seattle is nothing right now. And that is essentially what I would be going into. So this was my pivot to do online cooking classes and just do, stream online and kind of get my name as a brand out. Now my vision's a little different, right? So I feel where I am right now is a little different than where I was when I intended to move to Seattle. I still feel like I need to move to Seattle in order to advance my career. And the intention is to move there in July. It's just a matter of actually making it happen. Seattle's pretty expensive. And where are we streaming from? We're from Tallahassee, Florida. As a chef, what country would you love to visit, experience different flavors so that you can infuse those flavors into my cooking? Mexico and India. I need to go to those countries. Like, it's not that I want to. I need to go to those countries. Step on it. We're going to be best friends. And yeah, the plan is to still go to Seattle. These streams are actually going to be a means of getting to Seattle. All subscriptions, all donations. Frankie was here. Appreciate the raid. Super. I appreciate the follow. And the Cosby Cupcake. I appreciate the follow. What are we considering an exotic fruit? Just for clarification, give me some examples of exotic fruits. The exotic apple, durian, tuna fruit. Never heard of tuna fruit. If papaya counts as an exotic fruit, I'll take papaya all day. Jackfruit, sure. Bro, Ben, if you go to Seattle, it's a wrap. Well, I guess I could strain my chicken stock. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do on stream. Pop-Tart location is everything. Somebody send this to Kellogg's. They make Pop-Tarts, right? Who makes Pop-Tarts? Kellogg's, yeah. Somebody send this stream to Kellogg's. Tell them I want a sponsorship, and I'll include Pop-Tarts in my cooking somehow. Now ramen stock, when I make ramen stock, it's going to be a YouTube video. Ramen stock is it's kind of a lengthy process. You can't really stream ramen stock. It's a 6-hour, 7-hour process. But you can make a good YouTube video of it. I knew this chicken was going to be too big. I knew it. Hold on. So, where are we at? have an idea. These are the biggest biscuits I've ever seen in my life. No, I lie. I went to a place in Seattle. It was called Biscuit and the Bean. Those were the biggest biscuits I've ever seen in my life. These are second. When I bake, do I measure by volume or weight? All by grams. So what? That's weight. Grams is the easiest to control. You get an exact measurement. Let's finish this drink. Cheers up, everybody. I appreciate you guys joining me for day 2 tomorrow. Japanese curry, katsu. I vote we do a ramen night. I would love to, actually. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Nashville hot, right? That's what we're making. Where's my sheet pan? Am I using my sheet pan? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is that my only one? Okay, well, on the Christmas list, I'm putting sheet pan on there. Okay, so. What time tomorrow? 8 p.m. Same time, 8 p.m. tomorrow. It's 9:10. Ooh, we're running a little over. Sorry guys, this chicken's taking a pretty decent amount of time. I think we're almost there, actually. Yeah, I think we're close. Hold on. Oh yeah, I think chicken's close. All right, so so for reference, I still live in the Panhandle. Yes, I live in Tallahassee. In case you live in Florida and you're coming through I-10, I'm right here off the interstate. Let's grab coffee. Social distance, of course. All right, so Nashville hot, right? This is the big spot, and we're gonna go ahead and do top down for this. So. And let our chicken rest now. Okay, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. This delicious chicken. It looks a little dark on camera, but I promise you guys, it's gonna be nice and delicious. Okay, so Nashville hot. What's the secret? What makes it hot? We're gonna move this guy over a little bit, right? We're gonna get a bowl. Because why not? We're not gonna get a glass bowl though, because that'd be a disaster. And we also don't have, what's going on? All right, we'll just do this. We'll do a pot, because I said so. Where's my paintbrush? Right here. And that's fine. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. This is the secret to Nashville hot. I have a pot, right? And this pot is going to take cayenne. Should be good, right? It's a good amount. It's honestly like, probably put a little more. Okay. Some chili powder. A little bit of garlic powder. Some brown sugar. To balance it, right? And you know what? This isn't in any of the recipes that I saw online, but I feel like this is right. I feel like this is the right thing to do. A splash of apple cider vinegar. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Fuck it. Some Worcestershire. Why not? Now, notice how much cayenne I put in that bad boy, right? It's gonna light me up. But here's the secret. You take the oil that you were just frying in, and that's how you make your seasoning for it. So right now we've got a paste. Now, mind you, I just fried this chicken, and this chicken was soaked in buttermilk. This chicken was soaked in hot sauce and buttermilk. The original batter had, whatchamacallit, a lot of cayenne in it. I've never been to Hattie B's, but I'm thinking about making a trip there after this. And so you want it to be a paste so you can cover your whole chicken, right? So my chicken's like right at 160. So we're gonna go to view 3. And we're gonna take that paste and we're gonna paint this bad boy. God, I'm already crying at how hot this chicken is. It is quite literally being painted with cayenne oil. Okay, let's paint again. And so let's go top down for this bad boy. Let's turn it over. The biscuits are good. They need a couple more minutes. And so we want all this chicken to be hot, right? We want to die when we eat this. Now remember, this was made. You want to season this chicken as if you were mad at your wife or your partner. Like they pissed you off, you're responsible for dinner. You're like, all right, bet. You know what? I got you. No, I'll make dinner. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I cannot believe this. So, now someone said that is a lot of work for one piece of chicken. Correct. That is only because I cooked one piece of chicken. You could do this for a whole batch. If I had a couple more pieces of chicken, or I'd broken this down into a smaller portion, then yes, I could get more yield. And I'm just doing one piece because it's just me here. So Nashville chicken is traditionally served on bread, so it can soak up all that goody juiceness. But our biscuits are almost done. And mind you, I have no issue doing a good amount of hard work for good food. So we're here. Guys, I'm honestly kind of scared of this chicken. Not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna get my biscuits out. Oh my goodness gracious. Wait till you see these biscuits. Do me a favor, don't touch the chicken. So we've got our hot chicken that's gonna kill me, right? And then you've got these deliciously ginormous biscuits. Come here, baby. You gotta talk to them. So you can see these guys were not turned in time, but it's all good. Look at that. Look at that. Let's do a top-down view. So we're gonna take, they're thick. They required probably about 40-minute cooking time, right? Thick boys. So, take our friend. It's very, very hot. Okay, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna hold on a second. Actually, it's very important we get this shot, right? So I'm gonna suck it up. All right, so we've got our biscuit here. Very hot. Look at those layers. Oh my goodness gracious alive. Very hot. Okay, so instead of a traditional piece of white bread, we're actually going to serve this over a biscuit. So how long have we been going? Oh, did my Spotify playlist stop? I bet it did. Perfect. All right, so we also have some pickles, some house pickles. Just kidding, I guess we don't. That's fine. And again, let's get that shot. This Nashville hot chicken, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Let's get a little more, little painty juiceness. You guys notice how I'm procrastinating on this? All right. So here we have Nashville hot chicken, okay? If you have checked the recipe out, I have never tried Nashville hot chicken. It's the first time we're doing this. It's a one-time recipe. This is a spicy level I'm unfamiliar with. So, never made it before. I've never had it before. I was inspired by a couple YouTube videos and people who have, let's just get into it. Do I need milk? I got my cocktail, right? All right. We're gonna need milk? I don't need milk, I'm all right. It's really good. It's really good. Wow. Wow. Well, actually, you know what? It oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Don't touch, I'm not touching my eyes, don't worry. Oh. Oh. I feel like I'm 500 degrees right now. Richard! You try something. Eat the biscuit that's soaked in the hot sauce.
Biscuit and hot sauce?
Oh. Hey, you're gonna have to hold up for a second. The fans want you, man. But hold on. It's not that hot. It's not that bad. it's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's not that bad. It's really good. Come here. The fans want you. Come here.
I feel like I'm being set up here.
All right. Make sure you look at the camera.
You got a beverage for me?
I ain't got no beverage myself. All right. So I'm gonna cut you off a piece.
Alright. You gonna grab the apple juice out the fridge?
Nah, man.
Oh, I'm being set up. He's not letting me get a drink.
All right. Hold on. Let's get you. Let me get you some thigh meat. Make sure you get the crust right. No. Make sure you here. You want part of the biscuit with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, here. Take the biscuit. That's all you.
Actually, I'll go biscuit after.
Biscuit after? All right, let's go.
Oh. Oh, just hit me after.
Bro, it takes a second. It's like,
It's so good though.
go in, here. Get a biscuit. Get a part of the biscuit. You don't want to stop eating it, but it's like. That biscuit though?
Yeah, that biscuit's
That
incredible.
biscuit's insane.
Holy.
Ugh.
I'm still gonna have this biscuit.
There's more underneath here. This is the death biscuit though. Hold on. This is what kills you guys. The biscuits that's been soaked in all that Nashville hot goodness. You want to split this, Richard?
Yeah.
All right.
What a ride.
All right. Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
That's delicious, man. Ah!
Thank you.
Ah!
Hey, y'all gotta come try this.
Oh yeah, hey y'all,
Hey,
go ahead and come
pull
up.
up.
Yeah, go pull up. We got a couple more pieces. Yeah, go at it, man.
Yeah, man, I'm stealing some more of this.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Wait, let me get you apple juice now.
I got beverages here.
Okay, we're good. Oh,
Holy. Oh, I just got a big hit.
oh.
Holy.
Richard didn't sign the waiver.
What the? Why is it hitting further?
Oh my God.
It's getting worse.
Guys, this gets. Does not get better.
Oh,
Grisgasm.
and he set me up.
Oh my God. I haven't even checked chat. I've been so focused on not dying. Jordan.
Yeah.
How you feeling? No, you gotta play. Don't worry. You don't want this.
Yeah.
Ah! It's getting worse. It's so good though. Oh my God, my lips are about to fall off my face. Okay, Guys, this is so good though. Not gonna lie to you. God. How many viewers do we have? I need to know if this is worth it. Help me! Fuck. Oh man. Hey, but these biscuit. Hey, this biscuit recipe, Kelly Fields. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Yeah, it's worth it. Oh my god. What would I change? Did I use enough cayenne? You know what's crazy? Cayenne's not even the spiciest thing. That could have been far worse. Oh, but the chicken is juicy. The chicken's delicious, it's juicy. If you see still, I still have my crust. The crust is still here, you know? Oh my God. Oh, this is so good. I will say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna wear my heart monitor next stream. I meant to wear it today. The biscuit with the Nashville sauce, the hot sauce on it, is really delicious. Really, really good. Kelly Fields knows her biscuits. That was amazing. That was incredible. Probably the best chicken. Oh, check my watch. Well, I can't really touch my watch right now. I can't really touch anything. Delicious, but also kills you. So this is definitely a recipe equipped to piss off your partner. You know, if you're responsible for dinner and they pissed you off, this is definitely the recipe. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up afterwards. But you know what? I will say, this chicken. Oh, I do think this is a good level of spice. Like in all seriousness, it's really hot to me. I'm on my knees. I don't even know why. But this is a really good level of spice because you can still eat the chicken inside past the crust. And it's really seasoned. It's seasoned well. But I think because the crust on the outside is so heavily seasoned in that paint, it's really spicy. I'm interested though now. I think if I made this again, what would I change? I think I'd add a little bit more vinegar. I add a little bit more vinegar, and that's it. I think otherwise the seasoning level was great. The chicken is juicy. Save the crust for last. Are you crazy out your mind? It's a good idea. And I mean, the dry brine was awesome. The only thing I would change is I let it sit in the flour a little bit longer. I can imagine you making this for Kim. Kim, I made dinner. She'd be like, hell no. I made fried chicken. She'd be, hell no. You're on your own for that one, Kim. Or Steve. I ain't trying to end up on the floor like Leon. Whew. All right, let me wash my hands. Should I suck my fingers? Finger looking good? That was a horrible idea. That was an awful idea. But damn, that shit's good. All right, this chicken is certified finger licking good. Oh. All right. I wish I were exaggerating. I really do. I wish I was exaggerating. Oh my God. Whew. Hey, but there's biscuits though. Kelly Fields, thank you so much. Biscuits are incredible. All right. That being said, you guys have any questions? What are you gonna do with the rest of the biscuits? Breakfast tomorrow. One right now. Richard loves biscuits. I love biscuits. Damn, these things are so good. Look at the flake on them. Hold on. Now that they've cooled down a bit, you can really see. Now this one didn't get many like actual flakes. There's one. There's another one. Let's look at this one. Yeah, so we actually did get a good amount of flakes to it, but a little dense. You see they're kind of in one spot. So I think a tighter roll on the next time I make these, I'll get more layers. I'll get more layers on a tighter roll, like flatter layers. Because you can see right here, they're almost like, I'm not sure if you can see it. You can kind of see it here. They're uneven. Like this is a pretty big part. And I think what I want to shoot for more so along the line is see how there's more independent layers through each biscuit. I think that's something I'm going to be looking for. Oh, I should get some jams. I'm actually going to make a jam. It's going to be a DDR related stream called Make a Jam. I have a whole bunch of streams that are dance game related. Did I just break the light switch cover on the wall? No. So, actually, let me elaborate on the DDR thing. I've got a couple streams in my mind that are going to be DDR puns. So I've got a chocolate philosophy stream, Make a Jam. God, what were the other ones? Daily lunch special. Come to life, that'd be a good one. Jam Reggae. New Life Force set. Do I already have the next recipe planned for next stream? I do. It's a weekend of fried chicken to kind of just kick things off. But I'm going to change it up tomorrow. I'm going to make Japanese curry, if you're unfamiliar. Fuck, that was so hot. We've got 3 different kinds of curry. Vermont, Golden, and Java. So, I'm going to be making katsu and Korean fried chicken tomorrow. Oh my God, Flavor Town trial. Local honey with that biscuit, that's a good idea. Oh my God. It was so hot. Okay. Whew, last thing I gotta do. I'm not actually sure how I'm gonna do it yet. Hold on. Let me clean up. Oh my God, that was so hot. Okay, it's starting to come down a little bit. Okay. Nashville Survivor Max. Oh man, that was delicious. That was an experience. I'll be honest, guys. Nashville hot chicken is an experience. If you've got one near you, check it out. That was a lot of fun. That's what food should be. Food should be an experience, right? Food shouldn't just be whatever you can nab on your way home from work. Slow down your life, you know. Let's cook. Let's have some fun. Have some recipes. Take some pride in what you do. All right. Whew. All right. So here's where we're at. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just for reference, that is the end of the stream. However, I do have to drop the stock. So if you guys want to sit here and watch me drop the stock, by all means, you are welcome to. Otherwise, tomorrow at 8 p.m., I will be here, same time, same place. If you're on Twitch, I appreciate it. Oh, let me read any subscriptions or follows real quick. Brand Leon, I appreciate the follow. Devinder14, appreciate the follow. Hook it up, Dre. Thank you for the follow. 416, Dominus, appreciate it. Ashley, I appreciate the subscription. DC Dukes, I appreciate the subscription and follow. CV Flynn, thank you guys. Cocktail called Honey Punch would be pretty good. So, I do have to drop the stock. Here's the problem that comes with dropping the stock. I don't have a means to do it. Unless I did it into my 2-quart. But I'm gonna have more than that. So I could do it into my 2-quart. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. It's not a permanent solution. Don't judge me yet. And I can feel the judgment coming already. Oh, idea. Perfect. Oh, I'm a genius. All right. That can go right here. Now, this can go in here. All right, perfect. And so now, what we'll do. Don't worry, guys. It's the same thing. Whew, all right. All right. Jordan, if you wouldn't mind bringing that trash can over. All right, if you could just set it right here would be awesome. Actually, I'm gonna do a top down with picture in picture just so you guys see what I got going on. Yeah, and then there's gonna be a red right here. Oh, perfect. All right, so chicken stock. This chicken stock was made with 10 pounds of chicken, onions, carrots, leeks, garlic, rosemary, thyme. What else? What else did I put in here, Jordan? Garlic. Stocktail. Oh my God. So I like chicken feet in my stock because it has a lot of gelatin in them. I like chicken breast in there because it gives it a really good chicken flavor. I like the wings in there because it's going to make it a little more rich. Different parts of chicken have different effect on how your stock's going to taste. Bay leaf as well. What base are you talking about? How do you typically repurpose the chicken and the veg? I actually don't, mainly because I mean, you can snack on the chicken by all means. Like I've got some chicken breast here, but mind you, this chicken breast has been soaking for 5 hours and cooking for 5 hours. Doesn't taste very good. It's very dried out. That's not delicious at all. What happened to the base? Asked the same question as me. Base is separated from stock, or so I thought. Yeah, so I'm kind of confused. What are you guys asking? But just for just for snacking purposes, we can. Yeah, we can just put it in here. I was raised by the wolves. Can just set it right in here. So this stock's been going for about 5 hours. Now, soups. It is soup season. It is almost soup season. I hope to one day have someone in the future where I'll have some delicious chicken stock ready in the freezer. They come by, they're like, I want some soup. I'm like, I got you. You know what? Hold on, I got you. Fret not. I think one of my go-tos is tomato bisque. I got this from Cool Beans Cafe. I use a grilled cheese. With the grilled cheese I use like tomato bisque and grilled cheese, and then tomato bisque I use blue cheese. It's so good. Oh my gosh, you don't even taste it. It adds this nuttiness in there that's really good, and this funk from the blue cheese into the tomato bisque. Oh my gosh, it is so delicious. Now imagine someone coming over, right? Like, oh, I want some soup. You just whip out some tomato bisque with blue cheese and grilled cheese. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They might as well propose right there. Aw, thank you, Miss Brown. Everybody, Karen Thomas Brown was my IB coordinator in high school. And believe it or not, I was not a very good student in high school. I was a troublemaker. I did a lot of stuff I shouldn't have done. I caused troubles. I was a pretty big disruption for a lot of my teachers. But Karen usually had to, Miss Brown usually had to deal with, all the reports and everything. But she knew I was good, and so I really appreciate the kind words. Sometimes it's hard to completely immerse yourself and go and follow a dream or something that you really enjoy doing, because there's a lot of factors that could involve you doing it. But I'll tell you what, it feels pretty damn good once you're in it and you're doing it. Please do not whip out anything unannounced. Oh, somebody asked me about Pop-Tarts. Yeah, she's family. Miss Brown is like family. I keep saying Karen. She was honestly like, she treated everybody like family. But the high school class that I had, we were not, we were not the best behaved. I'll tell you that much. if you can make a soup with your own chicken stock, it's gonna taste like nothing else. Like, I'll tell you what, there's only a few places I can go in Tallahassee where places use their own chicken stock. Trust me, I know, I've talked to a lot of cooks here, okay? And here's my thing. If I ever owned a restaurant, or if I ever worked in a restaurant, not worked in a restaurant, if I was responsible for the menu of a restaurant, this is why I believe making your own stocks is important. Because everybody's buying stocks and bases from Cisco or Cheney or the big corporations, right? Everybody's buying those chicken bases and everybody's using them. So the base of everybody's food tastes the same, essentially. Everyone's food's gonna taste like Cisco. Everyone's food's gonna taste like Cheney Brothers. I don't want that. I want my food to taste like Leon's food. Like, you're not gonna be able to go to another restaurant and get this chicken stock anywhere, or this chicken soup. I promise you that. The sauces that I make, you're not gonna be able to go anywhere else and get that, the quality of them. Because if you guys see how much process goes into this, like, this has been cooking for 5 hours, right? Hold on. Oh, I appreciate you, Mr. Brown. I will say that I was a pretty badass math student. I will say that. Ms. Brown said Mr. Brown was our math teacher, and I freaking loved math. I loved math. But in high school, I was not a good student in terms of like my willingness to study or put forth effort. So if something didn't come to me immediately, when it came to academics, I just really didn't care too much about it. So I believe I was in pre-calc my junior year. And you had the option, you had two choices. You had math studies or pre-calc. Math studies obviously required a little bit more work on the student's end. And at the time, I really just didn't care for it. And I think it was either me or my friend Tyrus. I think it was Tyrus. Tyrus also switched to math studies. Tyrus is my best friend. He switched to math studies. And on his last quiz, he got like a 90. And Mr. Brown wrote on his quiz, "Good luck in math studies." We remember. Would it be possible to make a stock from duck? Yes. Yes, it is. Now, it's important though. Okay, so let's talk about stocks, for example. This stock, it's chicken stock, right? But it can be used with, the way I have it made, can be used with a number of things. I could actually cook fish in this. I could make sauces that go in proteins with this because it's pretty neutral based in terms of flavor. And so that's what I wanted. You want versatility when it comes to stock, with chicken stock, because you're essentially adding flavor to what you're adding. Now with something like duck stock, duck has a very, very unique flavor. Duck fat, duck stock, you know you're eating duck when you have duck. So the thing with duck, if you're gonna do that, is you make sure you're using it with duck. It doesn't have as much versatility as chicken stock does. Have I done a demi-glace before? I have. Now, actually, that is what started this, okay? So, saw a video of Kenji Lopez. He does serious eats. And he made this chicken demi-glace. And he said it's only possible because he made his own chicken stock. And so, he made this demi-glace with chicken, and it coated the back of his spoon. It looked so rich, and all he did was reduce 3 quarts of chicken stock to 3/4 of a cup. I was like, damn, I want to do that. Super expensive because you just wasted all this to turn into a demi-glace, but damn, it looked good. So you can't do it with store-bought stuff because it becomes too salty. You're reducing all the sodium content to make everything saltier. But with this stuff, there's literally no salt in here. And so you have a little bit more control, and plus there's more gelatin. So when it reduces, it'll thicken. You can't have that same luxury with store-bought stuff. Good luck in math studies. Mr. Brown, you crazy. All right. So we're going to taste our bad boy and we're going to call it a night. What time is it? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Now you can see here. Okay, so here's another step to chicken stock, right? So you put all the vegetables and the bones and the meat in there. You put the water over there. You skim it. You let it go for 5 hours. You bring it over here. You strain it. You get all the impurities out, and then you still have to wait for it to cool. Wait for the fat to solidify. Take that out and skim the impurities, and now you have chicken stock. And then you also have to put it into gallon containers or whatever way you're gonna store it. Put it in your freezer. Let it sit on a sheet tray, and you're good to go. So you could see why a lot of restaurants would elect not to make their own chicken stock. It's a laborious process, and if your audience is not going to know the difference between a house-made chicken stock and Cisco chicken stock, then why would I go through that whole process? So you got to think about the restaurants, who their demographic is appealing to, and why they choose to make their own or whether they don't. So if you're in a college town with Florida State fans, and you got it at a sports bar, or you're just selling fried seafood, why would I do this? They're not there for this. But if I'm in Seattle, where everybody's there for the food, if you're not doing your own chicken stock, trust me, people aren't gonna come back. Oh yeah, that book does say acid trip. It's a fermentation book. It's damn good. Whew. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tonight's stream. I will be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Chicken curry, Japanese curry. Come check me out. Again, all the support, you guys coming to these streams, I cannot explain to you how much it warms my heart. I'm able to do something I love, try new recipes, and share it with people, and hopefully inspire you guys to cook at home. So, Grizz needs to make an appearance every time, please. Tell him to fix the sleep schedule, and we might get something rolling. So, thank you guys again. Good night. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All my stuff is right here, right here, right here, right here. I'm mirrored. Right here. No, right here. Yeah. Right here. All my stuff is right here. So, I love you guys. Take it easy. Good night.